why the scale might just be lying to you, making your journey of sustainable weight loss way harder than it needs to be. Hey everybody, my name is George Barnstable. I, for 10 years straight, was obsessed with trying to lose weight and look lean. I struggled with binge eating as a result, and over the last 2 years, I've been able to help people who have been in my prior shoes. I figured out, in my opinion, all the answers a handful of years ago, and for the last 2 years now, I've been coaching people do the exact same. End binge eating, bring sustainability back to their weight loss journey and weight management journey, and repair their relationship with food once and for all. And in this video, what I want to discuss is why the weighing scale, the one that you jump on probably every single morning and either get excited about the answer that you see or the number that you see, or really sad about most of the times and frustrated, it probably leads you to end up binge eating as a result, is probably not good for you and is actually doing way more harm than good. So for context, this particular situation comes from a client call that I had just a handful of days ago. And in my coaching service, I allow my clients flexibility and room to choose how often they want to track data and whether they want to track data at all. Most commonly, my clients jump on the scale once a week. But in addition to that, they also track their hip and waist measurements. They do a progress photo, and we ask subjective questions on their mood, their energy, their strength, and also whether they feel like anything is different about their body. Do clothes fit differently? Do they move a bit lighter? Do they like their image in the mirror a bit better? And this is because the scale only tells one story. And it doesn't actually tell us your fat mass. It tells us your total mass. And this is the thing that people get wrong about the scale. They hop on it, they see that they've lost or gained 0.5 of a kilo or 200 grams, and they go, oh my God, yes, I'm losing fat. Oh no, I've gained some weight, I've gained fat. When in reality, that fat is probably 99% just water. Most of the time anyway. Our bodies are comprised of about 70 to 80% water weight. The other 20%, muscle mass, organ, tissue, skin, and then fat mass. It's a small percentage. Very, very small percentage. So for you to jump on the scale and go, oh, brilliant, I've lost or gained 200 grams. That's not exclusive fat mass. 70 to 80% of that number is going to be water weight. So how can you build a more well-rounded picture? Before I even go into this, I want to talk about my own journey. When I saw the most success, and the only success, because I haven't really backpedaled since. It's been a few years now that I was able to have something click in my mind, approach weight loss in a completely different facet, a new way. And when I was doing that journey, I didn't weigh myself once. I didn't jump on the scale. Didn't take progress photos. I simply just looked at my body in the mirror every handful of days. I felt how my clothes were fitting on me. I took no data progress pictures, or no data measurements, or no progress photos. And you're probably asking yourself, well, why the hell do you get your clients to do the same then? And I don't force them to. There are some clients that I've worked with that do not take a progress photo or track a single data point for over 12 months. I've worked with some clients for over 12 months. And there are some clients that feel like they need to track every single day. And that's a big reason as to why they're stuck, because they get a bad result on the scale and they binge eat, for example. So as a nice middle ground, typically clients like to weigh once a week with me. That's the bare minimum maximum they can do in terms of frequency. And for some clients, they weigh every 2 weeks or every 1 month. And when they weigh, they do all the other measurements, hip and waist, progress photos, whatnot. But every single week, we are asking these subjective questions because we have subjective data and objective data. If you're not sure, objective data is true, hard, cold numbers, your weight on the scale, what your hip and waist measurements are. And then subjective data points are like, hey, how do your clothes fit today? And how does your body move? And how does your body look in the mirror in your opinion? These are all subjective because it's your opinion. And why it's so important to create this well-rounded photo of where you're at is so that we don't let the scale have all the power, but we see it as just one piece of the puzzle. Because the reality is the scale is not being honest. It's not a reliable, accurate measure of how much fat mass you have on your body. It's a reliable measure of how much mass you have on your body, but that's largely water weight. And the thing with water weight is that it can be impacted by so many things, right? You will hold more or less water on a typical morning. If you've fasted, for example, you'll hold way less water. Your scale weight could be 2 kilos lighter. You will hold more water if you go to bed and you had popcorn or high sodium foods, high salt meals like nuts or alcohol, for example. And that is because they will hold on to water, and you could be an extra kilo or 2 heavier in the morning. And you're going to think, what the hell? How have I gained a kilo overnight? I haven't done anything wrong. I'm quitting. I'm done. I'm 2 weeks in. I've lost a few kilos, but I've just gained 1 back, and I'm sick of this. This sucks. I'm just in a binge eat. I'm going to stop. And that's why I want you to take the focus away from the scale. Another reason to take the focus away from the weighing scale is because if you're someone that is into gym and you're training and you're trying to build muscle, you probably are. And again, that is going to reflect itself on the scale. And there have been clients that I've worked with that over 6 months have completely transformed their body, but the scale has changed by a kilo or 2. And that's because they've been putting in the work in the gym, they've built new muscle, and they've lost fat. And that's why the scale doesn't reflect a new number, but their body looks completely different. Creatine is another one too. If you're unsure of what creatine is, it's something we naturally produce in our body, which is really important for recovery, strength, muscle gain, muscle regrowth. But it's also something we can supplement. And it's something that most of my clients, if they are training in the gym, I recommend they take about 5 grams a day. Our body produces like a gram, 0.8 of a gram, I believe. But optimal results come from about 3 to 5 grams every single day. And this creatine, this supplement, it actually binds water into our muscles a lot stronger. And it means that we actually retain more water as a result. And typically, like if a client weighs 80 kilos, once they start supplementing creatine, if nothing changes in their diet, they're going to be weighing about 81, 82 kilos in about a month's time. That's not because they gained fat. It's because the role that creatine has played on their body in holding more water and binding more water to their muscle cells and including it in the muscle cells. And that's why when people take creatine, they often look bulkier, they look bigger. So here's what I want you to do. And this is the practical strategy that I want you to take away from this video. If you are someone that feels like you need data, don't track just your scale weight. Track your hip and waist measurements, take progress photos, ask how you feel, how you look, how your energy levels are, and how your mood is. Because if those are all tracking in the right direction, you're losing centimeters on your hip and waist. Your clothes are feeling lighter. Your body feels easier to move. Trust me when I say you are losing fat, even if the scale hasn't budged. Trust me when I say you are losing fat. And also this works in the opposite way. Let's say the scale goes down a kilo, but your hip and waist measurements aren't going down. Your clothes feel just as tight. You're not losing fat. You've just dropped some water, for example. Right? Maybe you've lost some muscle, potentially as well. I would challenge you as well to not include any data, to remove yourself from the numbers like I did, because for me, that was what worked best for me. But with that said, there are a lot of people that don't operate like that. I hate numbers. I hate data. I don't count calories. None of my clients do, because we all hate data and numbers, because it rubs us the wrong way. It doesn't work for us. But we can still achieve some pretty cool outcomes without tracking data and without tracking numbers, by just doing the daily inputs and trusting in that process. And you're probably still asking yourself, well, why do you even give your clients the ability to track things if that didn't work for you? And this is a good question. It's a hard one to answer, but I think the answer is accountability. It's very hard for me to believe someone when I'm not in their shoes. And I'm not saying that all my clients are liars and I need that objective data for that reason, but it's very easy. It's very easy to go, hey coach, I'm feeling a bit lighter today. I don't know if I am lighter though, because I don't know what the scale says, but I'm lighter. It's very easy for that to happen. So I personally do see that clients have the best success when they do weigh in once a week. But with that said, have I also worked with clients that weigh in once a month, weigh in once a quarter, never weigh in at all? Absolutely. Absolutely I have. And what I'm going to put in the description of this video is two things. One is going to be a free guide on the practical strategy that I use with my clients in a nutritional context, how they should be eating, what they should be eating, that kind of jazz. And you can click on the link and get that guide once you put in your email. But I'm also going to put in a work with me link that will give you some context on how I help people sustainably lose weight, fix their relationship with food, end binge eating once and for all. And if you've consumed my content, you've consumed this video, you've maybe consumed other videos of mine, and you are wanting some support, you're tired of going in circles, and you have been for over a decade now, maybe it's time you get some support. Maybe it's time you do lodge an expression of interest and apply to work with me. And I'll assess whether I'm a good fit for you, whether you're a good fit for me, and depending on that, I'll get in touch. But I think right now, if you're sick of being in the same position, it's probably one of the best things that you can do. If you don't want to do that, that's totally fine. And I will stress, if you like this video, please do the classic YouTube stuff like liking this video, subscribing to my page, turning on the notification bell, etc. so you can get more videos like this. And I'd implore you to go look at my channel, check out any other videos that I've posted, see if they may be of interest to you. And if you have any further questions, or you even have maybe some problems that I haven't answered on my YouTube, please do comment them down below in the comments, and I'll try to make a video on them too. Every week I sit down for an hour and I record a heap of videos just like this one to post to YouTube over the next few weeks. So I'm sure that I'll be able to answer your question one day if you're able to comment it down below. Anyway, for now, I will love and leave all of you and wish you a beautiful day, morning, night, wherever the world you are.